So ArtsLab is Shopfront's main emerging artist program. It is for anybody who class themselves as an early career artist. So that would be within the first 5 years of practice. What you get with ArtsLab is 6 months free residency space. However, if you live out of Sydney or would prefer to work remotely, that's also a-okay. You get an industry mentor attached to the work. And we've had some really awesome mentors in the past. So we've had, wow, who have we had, Carly? We've had Zoe Coombs-Ma, we've had Ted Leong.
Who else have we had?
We've
had blank. David Capra last year.
David Capra, David Williams, Lally Katz. So we've had a wide range of mentors, and that's something that you get to brainstorm with myself and the artistic team if you're successful in becoming an arts labber for 2020-2021. Alongside that, you also get a series of masterclasses. So they're in producing, pitching, touring, budgeting, grant writing, all the kind of like stuff that you need to be a sustainable artist, even though that looks a little trickier right now, but maybe we'll add in a new masterclass for that. You also get dramaturgical support from Shopfront's artistic team. So that's myself and Carly and Lauren Scott Young, who is our Director of Young Artist Programs. And you get a season, which is super cool. And obviously a production budget and that support around that to put up a season, which is a week-long festival-style season of all of the ArtsLab artists. And ArtsLab can, you can make a work that's really any art form at all. It could be visual arts. We had an installation last year. We've had spoken word. We've had films. We've had theatre. We've had dance. So it can really be any art form you want. And we'll turn that into like a festival-style week. This year, it was at 107 projects in Redfern. It may be there next year or it may be at Shopfront. Unsure yet, but you'll get a season with space and all of that stuff. So in terms of application, they're due on the 22nd of July. And we ask for them to be 3 pages long of written material, or you can choose to submit a video, which is 5 minutes maximum. And in that, we just really need you to let us know about your project or what you want to make. And obviously we understand that this may change along the course and process of making a work. That's completely fine. But for you to think about, yeah, what is that work? Who you want to work with if you have people in mind. That could even be a mentor that you'd really love to work with, and feel free to dream big. Like that is, we love that. Why you make work and why you want to make this work is really important. And then to think about your schedule and how you'll work over a 6-month period. Everybody knows their own artistic practice and process the best. We don't know that. So if you just really think about if you're someone who likes working once a week on something, or if you like more, you know, having a block of 2 weeks and then some time off to reflect, whatever works best for you. And then, you know, space and access to space at Shopfront becomes a negotiation with other programs we've got in the building, but then also making sure that you work with your fellow arts labbers to make sure space is sort of evenly divvied up. But now we're back in our beautiful new building and we've got more space. So that's super cool too. So some quick tips about your application. Really important that you stay within the limit of 5 minutes for a video or 3 pages for written material. We do ask that you can, if you want, attach some support material, but keep that short and sweet, because if you submit a script, we're going to maybe read 1 page of it and that's it. So don't send in pages and pages of info, because yeah, we don't have the time to do that. It's also, I think, a really important lesson as an artist to stick to deadlines and to actually read what the selection criteria and what people want. Your application as well, it doesn't have to come from an academic voice. It can just be like you chatting to us. So just explain what you want to do in the words that you can best articulate, and try and think about what the audience will experience. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What will I feel as an audience member in the work? And you may, as I said, this may all completely change, and you may not really have an idea, but you may know, oh, I want it to feel a bit like walking outside in summer mixed with Cats the musical. Not that doesn't sound great, but whatever you think it looks and feels like. And obviously that can change. We all get that work changes. Yeah. Think about who you want it to be for, like what audience are you trying to target? That gives us a really clear idea of what this work as well will look and feel like. And also, as I was saying, think about that schedule. So even we understand everybody's got other things going on in life, and we don't expect you to commit full time for 6 months to this. But with everything else in your life, what does your working schedule potentially look like? Is really important for you to think about before applying, and for us to have an idea about that as well. Yeah. Carly, we're over to you now.
Yes, cool. So I work as a core staff member in the office now, and I'm a part of the artistic team, but I was an ArtsLab artist in residence in 2018 to 19. So I'm just going to chat through some of the expectations that you should have if you're going to be an ArtsLabber, and what your responsibilities would be, just so it's really clear before you apply what you're kind of committing to when you apply. So the first thing that would happen is we read all of the applications, and those who are shortlisted would attend an interview with Nat, myself, and Lauren, as Nat said before. This could be in person or online, depending on where you are and your comfortability as well. So that will happen between the 27th and the 29th of July, so on those 3 days. There'll also be a commitment to catch up monthly, probably via Zoom, with all of the rest of the ArtsLab artists in residence. So last year there were 6 artists. Yep. And we have to kind of catch up and make sure that everyone's doing well, and that we're on track with the responsibilities that we have with marketing, etc. So that would be with your fellow ArtsLabbers and also with Nat, monthly catch up. So another important date would be the Midpoint Showing. So at the halfway mark of the 6 months in November, all of the ArtsLabbers are expected to have a showing of some kind, whether that's like a table read of the script or like a talking through of what the installation is going to look like. Whatever that is for you, it's like a 3-month midpoint, this is where I'm at, so that you can get feedback and then move on from there and look ahead to the season in January, Feb. So another thing is we are having a wonderful festival at Shopfront this year called Elevate, which we are very excited about because it will actually be something in the building. And we would love our ArtsLabbers to present something at Elevate. So that is a festival from the 12th to 13th of December at Shopfront in Carlton. So also the season. We would like you to attend the season if you are an ArtsLabber, and present your work. So that will be in February 2021 with dates obviously not set in stone yet, as we're not sure where it will be and what the world will look like in February. Another kind of big responsibility of the ArtsLabbers is managing the possible fundraising campaign. So it is the responsibility of the 5 or 6, however many ArtsLabbers, to divvy up roles and really look after the possible fundraising campaign. That is like a decent job, and it requires some time and effort from everyone, but if you're all working together, it's like awesome. So that, how many months does that go for now? Is it 1 or 2?
It goes from October to December. Yeah.
So it is a requirement of the ArtsLabbers to fundraise and help to put their show on. So this money can provide like a budget for the show. So when I did it in my year, we ended up raising enough money for all of the shows to get, or works, to get, I think, about $250 towards their costuming and sets and whatever we had to spend money on. So that was really helpful. as Nat mentioned, there's also masterclasses that are on offer, and it is an expectation that the ArtsLabbers will make the time to attend them. We invite established artists to come and chat about their expertise and help us out. And, you know, it's about all of those kind of scary aspects of art making and having a career. So you're going to be making your art and having an awesome time, but then it's also really great to attend a masterclass about budgeting and grant writing, because that is a really important and terrifying skill that you don't learn at school. So good to learn it here. Also, there are production meetings that you'll have to attend. How many of those would there be? That would be like the initial one, and then...
Look, there's probably only about kind of 3 or 4 altogether. And then the production manager would obviously speak to you about your individual schedule and drop in at certain times in your rehearsals and things as well.
Yeah, so those meetings would have all the ArtsLabbers and the production manager and that in attendance, either in person or online, depending on what is going on. And then the other thing would be to meet deadlines for marketing and media requests, and just production requests, like when the production manager needs to know what kinds, like if you need mics or whatever. There's also, you've got to submit all the music that you want to use by a certain date. You have to send copy to our marketing manager and all of that fun stuff. So there are some deadlines to make sure that you hit. I think that's all the responsibilities. It's obviously, that sounds like a lot, but it is across 6 months. And yeah, as long as you're on top of the schedule, then it's super fun. And it's a big collaborative process with obviously us as Shopfront, but also the ArtsLabbers in general. So you kind of become like a little team and put together this festival with the support of Shopfront. So that is what ArtsLab is about. If at this stage you're like, whoa, that's a lot, maybe this isn't for me, that is totally fine. There are heaps of other stuff that Shopfront does to support emerging artists. So we have a program called Open Shop, which is a free residency program for emerging artists to develop work in our space for free. And that's something that is really difficult to come by in Sydney. So you apply with an expression of interest, and then the process goes from there. You can apply through our website for Open Shop. So we also have Scratch Night. Some of you may have been before. We've been having them online at the moment, but before that they were in person, second Monday of every month. And that is a really awesome place for emerging artists to connect, have a chat, share ideas. Any art form as well. If you want to just chat through like, oh, I've had this idea for this thing, and talk to some other people about it, or show a thing that you've written, or maybe do a poem or sing a song or whatever it is. So we have our next Scratch Night on Monday. And if you would like to come, then you can flick me an email and I'll send you the link. But from August, we are hoping to be back in the building if the world doesn't catch on fire again, but we will cross our fingers. And then another opportunity that we have for emerging artists is our members show. So that comes up, when is that?
August,
yeah. So members aged 26 and under, it's open to, those people. Basically can apply to do members show. They will pitch a show to the creative team. And then from there, we take the show ideas and put it to an anonymous vote to all of the Shopfront community. So we go, show 1 is about going outside and catch a musical, or whatever you said before. Now it was a good idea. And show 2 is blah, blah, blah. And then we have all of our young people who do our workshops. We have the staff, we have ArtsLab alumni and other people all cast their vote on what show they would like to see put on. And then that show gets a season in the next year. So yeah, if that sounds like something that would interest you, then look out for that. That'll be in August that we'll do the pitch night and kind of decide on that. Yeah,